Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Broken-hearted and discarded. Rant. My wife of 16 years recently fell in love with one of her therapy clients for substance use. He had been a client since April of 2021, but in September, around the time we had a major dispute, she suddenly started messaging him after therapy. In secret. I made drastic attempts at reconciliation, but she seemed so very different and distant. In early October of 2021, she received a call she had to step out for. I thought this odd because she only did that when things were bad. She received another call she had to step out for, and before she stepped out, I asked who it was and she stated it was our family friend. I asked if everything was okay and she said yes. After the second call, she came upstairs and told me that she had to tell me something and that I was going to be mad but would talk after the kids went to bed. I could not wait and pressed her until she told me everything. Apparently she had been secretly texting this previous client the entire time. The guy's girlfriend, who has pressed sexual assault charges on him, had called my wife to tell her to stop, that if she didn't she would take her job and her license, LCSW. She had been emotionally cheating on me this entire time I had been working to reconcile, make changes, and reconnect. At first, I did not shame her, I did not blame her, I was there for her, ready to defend her license, career and person. I started therapy to work on my issues. I made all the changes she wanted me to. But in December she began calling him while he was in prison. And everything rolled downhill from there. I tried compromising, focusing on accepting my past mistakes, taking responsibility, working to address my behaviors she identified as issues. To no avail, she has only grown stronger in love with him, an 11-year career criminal, drug dealer, felon who has lost custody of his children, and she has fallen out of love with me. She refused to try anything to repair anything. She is all in with this guy. Here's the kicker. She has never physically met him. Not once. I wanted to fight for everything for her, till the very last moment. But now we are at the point where she is moving out to an apartment. She is going to wait until he gets out of jail, whenever that is. She's going to lose her license she worked so hard for and that I supported her through for 6 years only to have it for 9 months. Everyone she knows cannot comprehend what is going on. Her family, her friends, therapist, psychiatrist, etc. She has shut everyone out that doesn't agree with her. I am at a loss and now I've given up. I can't keep fighting this hard. I love her with stupid blind love, but think it's time to let her learn that everything is going to come crashing down and she walks away from the one person who would have done anything for her. This hurts so bad. He's got sexual assault charges, he may have some convictions on his record too. Get his background check, hire a pie if you need to. When she moved out, talk to a lawyer and hit her with papers for marital abandonment. File for emergency custody and spousal support. If I had done this, my daughter's life would be so much better. Keep your kids safe, stay sober and present, and give yourself some grace. He definitely has a rap sheet. 42 charges long. I'm trying to figure out what I need to do to put a protective order in place so that he can never be around my kids. She's so invested in him and believes he's gonna change. He's 30 years old, the statistics of him changing are slim to none. She keeps calling me vindictive when I mention it. She created this monster version of me to justify her decisions. I use that word lightly, that suddenly everything and everyone is meaningless except this guy. A fair fog. Strike quickly while she's still consumed with the idea of this guy. And strike efficiently. See a lawyer ASAP. Don't try to do this without expert legal advice. Her tune will probably change when she is served divorce papers and, assuming she will be living with this guy at some point, when she is looking at the very real possibility of only having supervised visitation with her children. Even if she snaps out of it and begs to come back, it's too late. Take every step that you can to secure your children's safety and well-being, and your ability to provide for your children financially. You and your kids should be your only priority now. You need to ensure he's never around them. I hope you're seeking legal advice on this. If she continues to advocate for him, I wouldn't trust her around the kids either. They trust and rely on you to keep them safe. As for her mum, I would be careful here. You need to only have people in your home that you trust. And she will always be her mum. I am working on figuring out how to do a protective order for my kids so that he can never be around them. I actually have a good relationship with the in-law, and her mom, dad. Everyone she knows is baffled and upset. They agree that if she wanted to end the marriage because she was no longer in love with me, then she should have done it before jumping into this guy's arms. She keeps saying it's not about him, but the fact that she can't stop talking with him while around me makes it about her and him and their affair. The in-law is on my side, and mostly she wants to be around her grandbabies to support them through this bullshit. Sounds so familiar. Lots of women try to change a guy or feel pity for him. This guy has nothing to offer. A career criminal. All he knows is thug life. Question. Is this guy a brother? No, but he lives the thug life. Are you for real? EUWTF. Not that it absolves her at all, but often people with his patterns of behavior and, from the little you've said, his history, are often highly competent manipulators, possible cluster B personality types, criminal records, backgrounds in abusive behavior, not taking no for an answer but still somehow convincing their victims to stay with them, somehow for far longer than any outsider looking in can comprehend. Superficial charm, good looks, future faking, love bombing and plain old lying are often all on the cards with these types. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't be at all surprised. After all, how many men think that sexually assaulting someone else is even remotely okay? Which indicates he's not typical in his actions or behaviors. What does this mean for you? For her? Ultimately not much. Maybe if he falls firmly into the playbook of one of these serial abuser guys and somehow she realizes, and recognizes what everyone else sees, that it's a form of con, and then she snap out of the fog, things might be redeemable. But she's an educated woman, who probably knows all about those types and about everything bad he has done, but from the sounds of things she may well already mentally be diminishing all of his negative behaviors and doing serious mental gymnastics to allow herself to pursue this crazy new relationship. She's bought into it hook, line and sinker, and won't likely get out until reality crashes down. The more you attempt to pull her away from him, like a teenager dating a bad boy or girl, the more likely she is to get closer to him / disregard or cut you off / become isolated. It sucks, like beyond imaginable pain, when a partner leaves you for an abusive person and everyone else is left standing around wondering why they are throwing their life away. But there is a limit you can do beyond being honest and clear, both with her, including maybe making sure she knows what she meant to you, but also being brutally honest with yourself. Someone else recently posted that being cheated on or left for someone else is a bit like a mirror being smashed. You can try to glue it back together, but it won't ever be the same again and requires huge amounts of effort / care and time from everyone to get it even close to being usable again. You have kids together, so that obviously complicates things and provides a deeper connection, between the two of you that can't ever be broken, but reconciliation is likely a gargantuan task that relies on so many variables outside of your control that it's probably not worth the damage it would inflict on you to pursue. Focus instead on being the man you want to be. The person that your ex was initially attracted to. Consider if you have got in a rut or are stuck in your ways, in a manner that isn't healthy or attractive, but don't do it for her, do it for you and your new life and anyone you might happen to possibly end up with in future. Also, as others have far more comprehensively said, be careful to protect yourself, not just assets, finances or children, but also your own self. Sometimes you have to almost consider that person to have metaphorically died, for want of a better phrase, and for you to be able to grieve the loss of her and the relationship you once had. And yup, she may well be in an affair fog, she may well have been manipulated somewhat, but ultimately she isn't being held hostage. She is chasing her own path and all the risks that go with it. It's like watching a horse wandering across a minefield. There is very little you can do but hope that it doesn't become a disaster, as if you were to run out to try and intervene, probably it will just end up being even worse. Be careful, and good luck, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. You are right that these people are manipulative. But even without regards to cheating, most people realize these extremely toxic traits immediately and don't get involved with those types of people. And now with the criminal record, it's pretty evident what kind of man he is. Hell, most mentally stable people don't fall in love with someone they've never met. She's a therapist. It's literally her job to know what kind of traits these are and recognize them. Now it's too late, unfortunately. Was married to a therapist, now ex, and worked in a facility staffed with therapists. Many therapists come from a traumatic, abusive or addictive background and want to help others. But they can still be super ducked up and be gifted therapists. Yup, there are definitely a small portion of therapists like the wife in this situation. Only very messed up people will behave the way she has, and I will never properly understand why they do what they do. But reality will come crashing very soon. Agreed. In my opinion, many therapists get started in this field trying to understand their own issues. They compared themselves to others and couldn't understand why they felt so different. And after so much time spent on themselves, they think it would be a good field to get into. There are many stories of the smooth-talking, good-looking con men in history taking advantage of women unprepared and inexperienced to deal with emotional and sexual manipulation. Maybe they lack attention and excitement in their lives, so this type of flirting easily hits directly home, fantasizing about some perfect whirlwind relationship, like it's part of a romance novel. Of course, this is just speculation on the op's wife, if this is real or just a well-written story. Beautifully written, sparkling heart. Perfect response. I agree. I don't think you are here for advice but rather community and encouragement. You know what to do, it's time to do it. Godspeed, my friend. Agreed. She is moving out, I'm keeping the house and primary custody of the kids. I'm even letting her mother continue to stay here. That's one of the reasons we built the house. Keeping the house to stay in the school district for my son Syep. Now just compromising on who gets what materialistic wise. I've never been so sad, disappointed and angry. She's throwing everything away, her job, license, career, family and friends for someone she's never spent a single moment with. Everyone is shocked and confused. She is no longer a priority, your kids are. The more you focus on her, the more you hurt the kids. Agreed. Which is the primary reason I am keeping the house. So the kids can have stability, maintain their standard of living and continue to attend the one school that has been a godsend for my son. Where is your WW moving out to live? Her mother lives with you. Get the divorce settled quick before she wakes up from the fog, so that you can get everything in your favor. Good luck. To an apartment about 5 minutes from here so she can still see the kids. I can't believe she's even willing to leave her children. That's the worst part of it for me. I hope you divorce her, get full custody, and when she comes back crawling you don't take her back. You have been trying to nice her back. Stop that now. It almost never works. Consult a lawyer so you know what divorce would look like. Stop doing anything for her. Only communicate about essential things. Look up the 180 and implement it. Tell her that you would like to save the marriage, but if she wants the other guy she is free to go. Tell her that you will not consider her as long as she is communicating with him. Start planning a separation with her. Make her face reality. You have to be prepared to lose your marriage in order to have a chance of saving it. Do not cry or beg in front of her. Tell her family and yours what is going on. Good luck. I'm starting to do this now. I did duck up and try the nice approach and begged, but it obviously pushed her further away. She has already applied for an apartment and is moving in on the 1st. I put a boundary in place that while she is here she can't call or text him on the jail app. She fought hard to compromise and have at least one call a day, but I stood my ground and said no. My condition is that she shows me the transaction history for the call account she has and the text account, and if she does, then she can leave. I've stopped doing her favors and started with her having to be her own. Yeah, she can just buy a cheap phone and call him. How are you ever going to find out? She's dumping you and is okay with breaking up her family for some guy she hasn't even met in person. Do you really believe she'll respect your boundaries? Stop policing what she does, stop tormenting her talking to him, and start getting ready to protect your children. Making sure that he's away from your kids is something that is doable. Getting a divorce and protecting your assets is something completely doable as well. Also, she's acting insane. Please be sure to report her to the correct authorities for abusing power with her patients once you have permission from your lawyer. You don't want to be stuck with giving her money for years just because of some silly revenge. Be smart. Are you sure you want her back? You may still love her, but that doesn't mean you should want her back. This sounds very similar to the crazy love my partner felt for a co-worker. I have to tell you, let it go. There is literally nothing you can do. Anything you do to be better, or win her over, will be seen as pathetic and clingy and intrusive. This con could send her a turd in a box and she would still love it. It's crazy and it makes no sense, but save yourself. I'm really sorry. I wouldn't wish this shitty situation on anyone. Document whatever evidence you can. Agreed. I tried to point out a logical analysis of who she was choosing, but you're right, he could shit in a box and she'd think it was beautiful. I have recorded and screenshot every message, conversation and anything related. The phone calls are recorded with the jail system. Even the DA prosecuting his case noticed that when he made her a character witness, noticed she was his ex-client, then noticed she was putting money on accounts for him. She listened to the recorded calls and reported her to her job about it, and she lost her job. Her company is legally required to report her actions to the Board of Social Work because she engaged in a romantic relationship with a prior client within a 5-year period. Now she is at risk of also losing her license that we spent nearly $100,000 on for her degree and supervision. Her plane is burning up faster than she realizes. If you give her the impression that you will always be there for her, then she will continue to pursue the other man. You need to tell her that the marriage is over. The fog will clear up in her head and she will eventually come begging for you to take her back. Don't become her plan B, let her go. You deserve better. Agreed. I have finally reached that point now. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.